Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. All right, man, I'm going to get this out the way before somebody asks me about it because I know it's coming. Now, for anybody that's followed my channel pretty much since its inception back in 2015, everybody knows I do shoe reviews. Everybody knows I'm a sneaker collector. Everybody knows that I'm a sneakerhead. And everybody knows, for the most part, that I am a reseller, lightweight reseller. Basically, what I mean is not, it's not a business. I just do it every once in a while. But there is a show that came out about a week and a half ago called Sneakerheads. It debuted on Netflix and it stars Alan Maldonado and Andrew Bachelor. You've seen Alan Maldonado on The Last OG. He's been in Survivor's Remorse, and Andrew Bachelor, he's been in such movies as Where the Money At. He was in Meet the Blacks. He's the comic relief. He's one of them dudes that play that, he one of them dudes that he kind of gets typecast. He one of them dudes that get typecast as the guy where a lot of things don't go his way, where he's sort of like what you call he got to get himself and dig himself out of sticky situations. But I mean, at the end of the day, he could do better work, but it is what it is. But nevertheless, basically the show is premise around a dude. Basically, he was an OG, old school sneakerhead. Basically, he got married and basically he gave up wearing kicks for wearing, loafers and all that kind of stuff. And I'm gonna talk about that. And this is just real talk. For the most part, I think that's a little far fetched when people make it look like dudes' wives don't understand men that collect sneakers and that, have a sneaker collection and all that kind of stuff, because it's the same as ladies having a room full of heels and all that kind of stuff. So what's the difference? So I think that's kind of overblown because every woman that I've dated don't have a problem with me being a sneaker collector. Actually, they kind of dig it. A lot of them dig it. So I think that's something that's a little overblown. I know they do it for dramatic purposes, but basically the show starts off basically, the guy basically is trying to get the Jordan 4 cements, and you find out why he really wanted those shoes. But that's how it starts out. Basically, obviously this was filmed sometime last year, and I think Alan Maldonado, the reason why he basically wasn't in a lot of episodes of The Last OG, because I think he was only in 2 episodes. I guess he was shooting this. So I guess he had a scheduling conflict. But nevertheless, um, it centers around him trying to get the Jordan cements, the Jordan cement fours, basically a shoe that I wasn't really that fond of. That's a shoe I just didn't like that particular shoe. I really didn't care for the Jordan cement. Now the breads, that's a different thing. Now I will say this: out of all the Jordans, I like fours a lot, but I think the problem is with fours, based off the way they design, every colorway don't work for them. It's just certain colorways that work, and then it's some that just don't. You know, it's hit and miss. I think the Jordans you can do the most with is obviously the ones, and probably the ones and probably the threes, based off the way they design. You could do the most with them, but certain fours, it's just certain colorways you just can't. The way they design, you just can't do certain colorways, or they just won't work. And that's just how I feel about the cements. But nevertheless, that's where it really starts. So then he runs into an old friend, basically, played by Andrew Bachelor. They buddies from back in the day. So basically, to make a long story short, they, when the character attempt to get the Jordan cement fails, but he ends up getting them in the end. Spoiler alert. He ends up getting them after going through a whole bunch of shit. He ends up getting it. But basically he runs into a guy that he used to mess with. They was boys and stuff, and he found out that that he's settled, he's a family man, and then basically, he the type of dude that basically talk you into doing stuff that you shouldn't do, but basically it gives you an idea of how the sneaker game work, the value of sneakers, reselling and all that kind of stuff. So I don't want to tell you what happens, but basically it's a 6-episode show. I don't think it'll be a second season. It was probably something that they just did. For the most part, I'll just put it to you this way. It is a little far-fetched. It's way out there as being far-fetched, but it gives you some interesting details on how the sneaker game work and reselling and all that kind of stuff. Now, I will say this much, the sneaker game ain't for everybody. Some people into sneakers, some people ain't. I don't knock you if you into your dress shoes and your suits and all that kind of stuff. I'm not a suit and tie type of person. Never have been. I'm always been into my sneakers. That's me. That's how I live. That is, you know what I'm saying? That's who Town Business is. And that's part of my channel. That's one of the many dimensions of my channel. That's why I have a different type of audience for every, type of subject I may talk about. Some people don't understand it, and that's fine. That ain't for you. But nevertheless, they just do all type of different things throughout the episodes, and it just talk to you about certain shoes, the value of them, and all that kind of stuff. And like I said, now some people are saying, well, this series is going to encourage people to be resellers and not buy the shoes just to wear them. Well, this is my thing. Whatever you do with your damn shoes, it's your business. I've talked about this stuff. I've talked about reps, UAs, all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to do another video on that too. Because, I want to talk about that, get some clarity on that. Because people have asked me to do videos on UAs, what I think of people that wear fakes, what I think of people that possibly do shoe reviews on fakes and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to talk about that. If not today, I'll talk about it this weekend, but I'm going to do a series of sneaker videos as well as music videos and all that kind of stuff. But let me get back to the show. Now, once again, like I said, the show is a little out there. But if you into sneakers, enjoy it for, if you are a sneaker collector, enjoy it for that purposes, because it do give you a lot of intel, like I say once again, on sneaker collecting and all that kind of stuff. And let me get back to the resale stuff. Once again, if you are a reseller, that is your business. And I've talked about this behind the scenes with people. Me and my brother from the LDBC, some of my LDBC brothers, they do a little reselling and all that kind of stuff. Some people do collecting, because I'm gonna tell you something else. One of the brothers in the LDBC got a sick sneaker collection, for real. He just don't show his shit all the time, but his sneaker game is up there. He can't fuck with me, but it is what it is though. So everybody in the LDBC have different purposes of shit. Like I say, anybody want to know something about shoes and all that stuff, you can come to me, you can come to Fight Critic. You know what I'm saying? K Black, 7-8, he know a little something about them kicks too, because 7-8 kind of be making sure I get them shoes that I can't get in my area that come out like in Milwaukee and the Midwest, and because they don't release everything everywhere. So 7-8 that came through for me when I needed some kicks and stuff. And don't go to his channel asking him to hook you up with some kicks. That's one of them situations where when he hit me up, I either can move on him or pass. If I pass, then they go to somebody else. So it is what it is. But yeah, getting back to the reseller thing, people complain about guys like, Unbreakable and some other people out there. And Unbreakable, that's the homie. I'll fuck with Unbreakable. Unbreakable is good people. I met him at SneakerCon. You know what I'm saying? And people get mad and say, well, these resellers, they fix it to where people can't get the shoes, and that's messed up that they get the shoes and they selling them for 1.5 times or double the price. Well, you know what? It is what it is. I mean, you got to get your ass up, do your due diligence. And like I said, it's hit or miss. I don't complain when I don't win them raffles because, like, at the end of the day, yeah, it's like this. I don't like people backdooring people. And what I mean by backdooring is when the shoe stores purposely, because, a lot of these shoe stores then got their licenses took away for like backdooring people. Basically, when new releases was coming out, before most of the stores started doing the online raffle, they used to do the in-store raffles. And a lot of them stores used to be like backdooring people. Like the people that worked in the stores was like keeping the shoes for themselves, which they ain't supposed to do. And they was reselling out the store, buying the shoes which they ain't supposed to do. And they caught a couple of stores for doing that. They caught a couple of, a couple of stores. And like I said before, it is certain trials and tribulations that you got to go through, especially like if you can't get the shoes like at the store and you can't get them online and stuff, like basically through the actual Nike app, because a lot of times you have people running the bots and the bots literally can snatch stuff. Like, say for instance, is a new release come out, a Jordan release come out, those bots can actually snatch stuff out your cart and put it in their cart, which that's not cool, because that's technically stealing, online stealing. But they ain't, Nike ain't did nothing about that. So what can you do? But for the people that's sitting up there saying they hate resellers because they can't get the shoes for little Billy or for their daughter and all that kind of stuff, well, it's like this. I don't do the online thing. I don't do the Flex app. You know what I'm saying? I just take my ass to the stores. Shoe Palace have the in-store raffles. Either you're going to win or you're not going to win. I go to like 4 or 5 different stores and enter those raffles. If I win 3 pairs, I win 3 pairs. If I want to sell them, that's my business. You know what I'm saying? If I win and I resell them, that's my business. Do you complain when you win the raffle and I don't? There you go. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. Y'all gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? Y'all just gonna have to take that to the chin. Take your L. I done took L's on shoes. So for y'all complaining about resellers, complaining about Unbreakable and all them dudes, they and Fine Line and all those type of dudes, well, it is what it is. Like me, I win those raffles fair and square. Like I said, I can do whatever I want to do with the shoes. If I buy them for retail and I want to sell them for 1.5 times, and here's the thing, I don't try to like kill people. I may sell them for $100 what I paid for, including out the door with the tax and everything. I don't try to like kill people. I don't sell them, because one thing about me, I try to move that shit as quick as possible. I want that shit gone within a week. So, it is what it is. But as far as the show Sneakerheads go, for entertainment purposes, it's cool. But as far as actual reality, like traveling overseas to find a rare pair of kicks and all that stuff, that's just way out there. But overall, if you a sneaker collector, it's cool. I'll recommend you watch it. This your boy Town Biz. I'm out.